zdraví.
Na zdraví.
So, we are having some non-alcoholic, of course, beverage, and it's cold, and I'm going to tell you why it's cold just in a moment, or maybe Michael will. First, I want to say that this is Sunday, and the border war will be finishing, I think, in 2 or 3 hours.
Yeah, 3 hours
So,
for fighting still,
Yes. So we have a lot of info. We will have a lot of info about what happened during those few days.
Yeah, sure. We are tracking all the progress, but in general, BorderWar12 is a very dynamic game where we have improved plenty of things, made a lot of game props. You can see we have the resource locations, strategic points, banners, game site flags, ammunition crates, everything.
Rocket launchers.
Rocket
launchers.
And of course we listened what our players wished after BorderWar11 and quite heavily upgraded all games. So on all game locations there is always something. There are everywhere game props. You have seen yourself walking around.
And we
and
recorded a lot.
Also we have a quite massive base for task force which was not present on BorderWar11, but we made it present. It has 1,000 meters of fence and foil, so it will be quite fun to disassemble it today afternoon, yeah, I can tell you.
I'm very happy that I won't be here when you do it. Well, as we are talking about the base, every base has a very professional catering.
Yes.
This is something that is quite unusual in such a games.
Yes, I tell you why. Last year there was a feedback that on one base was slightly smaller catering than on the other, so we changed the entire, let's say, background logistics, and we have built the same facilities on both sides, as well as the catering and as well as the medical installations.
So, if you never had chance to be on such a beautiful and impressive event like Border War, I will tell you how it looked from my perspective yesterday.
Sure.
You get into a vehicle, sometimes armored one, sometimes not. The vehicle takes you somewhere when you have a lot of shooting. Then you can come back to the base and have a cold beverage and hot meal if you like. Then you get to another vehicle and have more fun. Very impressive. You don't need to even walk.
There are players who demand walking.
Yes.
They can walk, but in order to give more dynamic, we use the opportunity to maximize the utilization of the vehicle. So we were driving into forward positions where was like forward command troops from the base, and as well we were driving dead people for respawn back to the base, so they can use maximal time for playing. And of course for the players who want to go around, sneak around and play like more hardcore way, it's a full forest of
course,
opportunities.
Yeah. But the thing that we saw last year and the year before, it was not so easy for us as a TV crew to find a fight. Okay, because usually when we went somewhere, it has already ended. Yesterday and day before, the fight was everywhere. So I'm sure that the players will be very happy from this year's event.
Look, I tell you something about it. We have originally last year planned this entire scenario for 1,600 players, and because of this situation with the pandemic, everybody knows we have to decrease. Of course, we have to shift the date, and we managed to make the event as we promised, which I am actually very proud of. I don't know if others in the world managed to do so, but we did this year, and with plenty of players from all around actually Europe, which I'm quite surprised.
France, Spain, Germany, of course,
Cyprus,
Cyprus, of course Poland, but
Hungary,
Poland is very
Hungary
close.
was here, and even I know they have it difficult. I was surprised that Hungarian players arrived, as well Slovaks, plenty of Polish people also. So I was very positively surprised, but nevertheless we had to decrease number of players to 1,000 participants, which is at the moment the governmental limit. So we have to follow, which we did fully, and that's what we were expecting to arrive, of course. But as well for the future, for next year, we will as well to stick to the current limits and continue our preparations for a scenario in April. where we already have some new improvements in plan.
I'm sure they're very secret ones, or maybe you will say what it is, those improvements.
I won't.
You won't? Okay, okay. So we'll see it when we're here, and we'll try to record it.
But really, I would like to post a message to all airsoft community. Is like there is. I know the situation is difficult. I know that everybody now before the winter, everybody go crazy, but we should still not forget that we are living our lives, and we should not succumb to the fear. And all the people here who came and supported us and came on the event, I'm very proud of them that they showed their bravery to face this situation. We had all these measures possible to protect everybody. We had a thermal gate, which was. We have the medics which can make tests. Yeah. Everything is toilets are being disinfected, disinfection everywhere. We have a sign saying wherever there is a possibility for more people gathering to keep the distance. People can wear masks if they want to, because outside at the moment in Czech Republic you don't have to wear masks. Inside you have to, but not outside. So
well, this changes very rapidly.
Oh, we are very used to dynamic changes of all situation. We stick to everything what was needed. We invested into higher measures, and from my point of view, we delivered everything we promised last year to all the players who arrived.
I'm sure that that is true. I must say that as I got used to very high quality of BorderWar, I am again more impressed, and I'm sure that next year when we come here, I will be even more impressed. So this is a very hard job, I think, to do it.
Yes, we have spent 1.5 years working on it, and believe me, when in March we got a situation that the entire country got closed down, I thought to myself, I am not giving up. Yeah, and that's what I was saying. We are not giving up, and the next time we are planning for April, and already we will as well soon publish the date. There will be as well a backup date set.
Just in case.
And there is no discussion just in case. It's very simple. Either you do it in April or in September. There's no other way. So that's the plan. And what I especially like this time, we really heavily use this armored carriers and driving troops in the Humvees, and of course players have their own vehicles together with them. Yeah, but all these vehicles which we brought were for all players. That means we were driving around guerrilla players, we were driving around task force, so the vehicles didn't stop, and that's how I believe how it's supposed to be. But to make this logistic, I can tell you that's a hard part, but we managed before helicopters, so this was a bit easier.
I remember that. I had even a privilege to take a flight 2 years ago. Yeah.
Maybe that might be a surprise.
So we've got a piece of the secret of the next
maybe.
Yeah. Well, let's hope that next year we're gonna be here also with our cameras, and again we'll have an interview, and I'm sure it's gonna be even cooler than this year. Na zdrowie.
Cheers. Thank you for coming. Cheers.